All right. So I'll be taking you through the internal analysis. Here we'll discuss primarily three things. Firstly, the capability assessment. Then we'll talk about the ROIC benchmarking. And finally, we'll close it out by discussing the capabilities metrics. So moving on into the capability assessment. Here we have what you have to do is we have to understand and must look beyond our products and into our primary and support activities. Our internal assessment reveals a striking paradox, that is operation excellence versus the digital inertia. On one hand, we have position of best-in-class operations engines. Our pharma networks are robust, our safety records are award-winning, and our production is highly adaptable. However, the support side of our value chain is dragging us down. We are currently operating with costs that is 15% above the benchmark, hampered by our 1980s style of digital maturity. We have no dedicated analytics team. We have a weak pipeline that is fueled by innovation. And finally, we have significant skills in HR. The one thing is pretty clear that we are a structurally sound machine that is running on outdated software. We are excellent at doing, but we are currently failing at evolving. So to bridge this, we must shift from an education-heavy culture to an innovation-led one. Now, moving on to the ROIC benchmarking, you can see a lot of figures on the diagram. Now, if you can translate these figures into finance, at first glance, we can see that the ROIC stands at 6.56%, which sits below the 7.45% benchmark. That might suggest somebody that we are being wasteful, but the data tells a much more nuanced story than this. If we look closely at our asset efficiency, we are actually outperforming our industry. Our capital turnover is 1.93 against a 1.52 benchmark, and our fixed assets are lean and well utilized. We are not lazy with our resources. Instead, our value leakage is happening exclusively at the gross margin level. Whether it is processed meat at 6% or poultry at 7%, we are consistently trailing behind the 9 to 10% industry standards. This confirms our core issue, that is, we lack pricing power because the market intelligence is weak and our brand differentiation is low. We are forced to price like a commodity while absorbing the rising input costs. We don't have an efficiency problem, we have a value proposition problem. Finally, let's talk about the capabilities matrix. So, this is basically a strategic matrix to determine where to place our bets. The visual evidence is sobering. We have 29 core weaknesses and 9 core strengths. So, we are currently operating in a high stakes, performance critical landscape with very little room for error. So, our strengths, like the key account management and inbound logistics, are almost entirely operations heavy. They keep the lights on, but they don't win the market. Conversely, our weaknesses are market facing. So our product portfolio is aging and our brand awareness lacks the premium pool needed to fix these margins ASAP. So the strategic risk we face is operation excellence without differentiation. If we continue to focus only on better operators without becoming better marketers or innovators, we'll remain stuck in a low margin trap. So our next step must be to pivot our resources towards these market facing capabilities to turn our operation strengths into a financial alpha.